What's up, my YouTube family? Sergeant Graybeard back with another Division 2 video. Today is Tuesday, April 13th, and as always, I hope this message finds you healthy and safe. In today's video, my friends, we're going to be going over the weekly vendor resets for DC, New York, and the Dark Zone. We're going to talk about the ongoing league, as well as the new global event Polarity that starts today, as well as a few other friendly reminders I feel you should be doing every Tuesday. Now, if you happen to be new here, first of all, welcome. Secondly, feel free to hit that subscribe button. We would love for you to be a part of our gaming family. And if you enjoyed this or found it helpful at all, take a quick second and hit that like button. It really helps us out. Finally, as most of you know, we have giveaways here, and our current one is for a $100 gift card to either Xbox, PlayStation, or Steam, depending on which platform you play on. The winner will be announced on May 1st of this year, and all you need to do to enter is either subscribe here or follow us on Twitter. Either way is fine. As always, my friends, please keep in mind that watching our content is not a requirement to win. Only watch the things here you may enjoy. That's why you have the option of entering via Twitter. Having said that, let's get into today's video. So first of all, we're now going into the second week of the current league that we have. And I really haven't been doing that much on it, to be honest with you. However, keep in mind your progress from the first week does carry over into the second, so that way at least you're not starting from scratch. Now, we also have a new global event Polarity switch that starts today. Now, I'm not really a big fan of this global event. I don't find it to be that much fun. However, it is a perfect way to get some great gear because once it's activated, you gain those stars and then you can choose different caches you may want to buy. Now, one thing I recommend for players who possibly don't enjoy doing these global events is the daily challenges are going to give you a bunch of stars at once. So what I recommend doing is set your world to normal so you can rip right through it. Having said that, make sure before you buy any of the caches whatsoever, set your world back to heroic. That will increase the chance that the items in there are actually of a really good roll or quality. And keep in mind you're getting exotic caches if you want, and the named caches can have Dark Zone exclusives. One more thing to keep in mind, my friends, is all of your stars will expire a week from today. You can have as many in your inventory as you want. You can see all the different name caches you can buy here. So again, make sure whatever you actually earn, you spend before next week. Now moving on to this week's invaded missions, we have Jefferson Plaza, Space Administration HQ, and then Lincoln Memorial. That will gain you access to the Capitol building, and once you clear that, you'll then have access to Tidal Basin. And one thing I want to mention really quick as we move on is keep in mind, and again, this is for new players, you can turn off the invaded aspect of a mission anytime you want. You're just going to follow the prompts on the bottom of the map and it'll tell you exactly what to do. Today is also the day that the weekly projects reset. It gives you 3 opportunities to earn exotic caches in the game. You have the weekly summit project where you complete 30 floors on the summit on any difficulty. You have the shade requisition, you donate some stuff, and for those of you that can, you also have this week's legendary mission. Last but not least, my friends, I want to show you the location on the map you can find the SNITCH. Now, most of you know the SNITCH can bounce around on different locations on the map. However, this is the one I use every week, and for those of you that may not know, finding the SNITCH is how you gain access to the gunrunner Cassie Mendoza every Wednesday. You can see here I'm right by the 1040 safe house, and one thing I recommend is if you get to this location and he's not here, just reset your control points and he should show up within 1 or 2 attempts. After you talk to him, he's going to give you a bounty for your troubles. Then you'll also see a timer on the screen on when Cassie's going to show up. And more importantly, when you open up your map, you'll see an icon on where she's going to be. With that being said, my friends, let's now get into the weekly vendor reset. We're going to start off in the White House at the first vendor here. As always, I kind of rip through this, but I will point out items I feel you must buy. And actually starting off right here, Zero F's body armor. Buy this thing right away. And actually, I take that back. I recommend buying at least 2 of them because if you do not have Ridgeway's Pride as yet, you're going to need one of those in order to craft it. So this is something you definitely want to pick up. The roll isn't that great, but again, that talent perfectly unbreakable is absolutely awesome. Moving on, we had an SMG, we have an AR right there, we have a handgun, and as always, my friends, keep a lookout on the attributes and talents because anything that can improve your recalibration library, you definitely want to pick up. Not too much to speak of there. Now making our way to the clan vendor, still in the White House. We start off with the Forge holster. This thing is absolutely fantastic. Definitely recommend picking that up. Under that, we have some Foundry gloves, not that good. We have a Striker mask. Again, it's actually pretty decent. Below that, we have a pretty nice Aces and Eights body armor set right there. We have a handgun. What do we have there? Submachine gun, mask, then an AR. Oh, here we go. Below that, y'all gear. Anytime I can pick up one of these pieces of gear, I do. Hazard protection in this game is huge depending on what type of build you're putting together. And as we move on, one thing I recommend is this. If there's a piece of gear that you're looking for, even if it's not the best roll, I definitely recommend picking it up. That way, at least it's in your inventory. Finishing off here, we had a few masks, then some mods and skill attachments. Now making our way to the campus. Starting off here with a pretty decent named marksman rifle, not bad. Another marksman rifle below that. We have an LMG, a mask, not that good. Another mask, not that good. Mods and skill attachments. Now let's make our way to the theater. And I'm laughing because that was just a really bad vendor reset for that spot this week. Anyway, now to the theater. We have Baker's Dozen. Not the best roll, but again, this is one of my favorite weapons in the game. I recommend picking that up. We have a double barrel sawed-off. Then we have a rifle. Now gloves. Knee pads, pretty decent knee pads, mods and skill attachments. Now let's make our way to the first Dark Zone. And as we roll up to the vendor, most of you know by now I don't really go into the Dark Zone that often because of all the steps you need to take to actually get the resources in order to buy anything you see at the vendors. Therefore, typically what I do on a weekly basis is I look here for anything that is Dark Zone exclusive that I have not been able to get to drop for me when I go in there. And again, I'm just kind of ripping through these, take your time, but pretty much anything I can find in other aspects of the game in regards to farming, I usually go there. And by the way, my friends, that was Dark Zone West. We're now in Dark Zone South. You see there's the name Submachine Gun Swap Chain. The thing is awesome. Absolutely love that thing. Some other goodies right there. Not that good. Really nice Hunter's Fury vest here. But again, for me, I'd much rather farm for Hunter's Fury in the open world. And that's really just because of the state that the Dark Zone is in right now. And I hear it from you guys every week, from the cheating to the glitching to the fact that the loot drops aren't that good. However, if you love running in the Dark Zone, go ham, just totally do your thing. Anyway, here we are at the last Dark Zone East. We have a named marksman rifle. I think there was the other one at the campus, so you should probably pick that one up. Moving on. Yeah, not too much here. Mods and skill attachments. Now let's make our way to New York and the last two vendors. And as I start to wrap this video up, again, I really want to stress for new players and players who are just returning, really take your time through the vendors. For instance, the character I'm playing with here is on Xbox, pretty much stacked, so most of my library is totally full. However, having said that, I just started a character on PlayStation, and a lot of these pieces of gear and weapons would really help my character out. So again, it's all relative, therefore take your time, go through them, and look for anything that can help you out. On that note, my friends, I'm going to start to wrap this video up. As always, I want to take a moment and thank you all for the continued support. You guys are amazing, and I want to remind you, any questions, comments, feedback, please let me know in the comment section down below. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, if you happen to be new here, feel free to hit that subscribe button. Ooh, there's a nice mask right there. That's actually a really good Seska one. Pick that up. I'm glad I did not finish talking. Anyway, if you guys are new, hit that subscribe button. If you enjoyed this, you could hit that like button as well. But most importantly, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone.